Hello, new school comic book reviews. Okay, what do we have here? Let's just jump into it. I have Daredevil Dark Knights number 8. Let's see here. It is written by Jimmy Palmiotti. Pencils are by Tony Silas or Salas. The inks are by four people: DeCastro, Palette, Wong, and Cariello. And the colors are by Andres Mosa. This is the end of, I think this is a mini series. I have not, or even if it's an ongoing, it's the end of this particular arc. I have not been following this series at all. I just saw it in the store today and just literally bought it on a whim, you know. It's the end of the story that has something to do with Matt Murdock, who is Daredevil, going down to Miami on some lawyer business, meeting up with Misty Knight, who is a private detective, and they get involved in this case that has something to do with this drug dealer guy and blah blah blah, and there's some revolutionaries in here and some other things going on. um Having said that, coming on to issue 8, I don't feel like I've it doesn't seem like it was I don't know what I want to say here. It was pretty easy to pick up and follow what was going on, which is, I guess, is a pretty good thing. I probably don't want to give too much away because I'm sure there's other people who have been following along, so I don't, I can't, I don't want to spoil too much for anybody. But it's kind of a fun comic book. It's not great, just okay. The thing is, I kind of feel like I don't know if I want to say it's kind of cliche, but I feel like I've read this story or seen this story or watched this story like, 100 times. You've seen it on Miami Vice, you've seen it on CSI Miami, you've seen it a dozen, cop shows and action movies and thrillers and things like that. Uh, Having said that, it wasn't poorly done. It just kind of had this feeling of been there, done that. The art, I think, is okay. It's easy to understand. It feels a little rush, and I kind of believe it might have been, considering, like I said, there's four inkers on this particular comic. But the layouts kind of reminded me a little bit of maybe Ron Garney or somebody like that. But they, for the most part, it works. I mean, it's professional level stuff, so I don't have anything bad to say about it. Like I said, it's comics not great, not terrible, just sort of okay. Let's see. The next comic I have is Avengers Assemble number 23. Stories by Kelly Sue DeConnick and Warren Ellis. The art is Matteo Bafagni, I guess. The colors is Nolan Woodard. I have to say, when Avengers Assemble first came out, I gave up on it after the first 6 issues. I really didn't like the writing of Michael Biden, Michael Bendis. Jesus. Brian Michael Bendis. I really didn't like his writing on that first arc. I did like Mark Bagley's art, but I didn't dig BMB's writing on it. So I kind of gave it up really quickly. And I bought the last issue. I bought issue 22 on a whim and kind of enjoyed it, so I picked up 23. And you know what? I might go back and get some of the stuff that I missed from Kelly Sue DeConnick. This was actually a pretty fun issue. It kind of delivers on on the aspects that I kind of want on a superhero comic or a super team comic. Basically, what we have here is more of the AIM story, and this time, Spider Girl ends up teaming up with Wolverine to kind of crash these bad guys hide out and find out what's happened to this missing body and so on, and look for the evil mastermind and so on and so forth. It's light, it's brisk, it's fun, it's action packed, and it works. I like the character interactions. I think the pacing is good. The script, some of the dialogue thinks it's more clever than it really is. There's some gags that really don't really work, but a lot of the humor does work. So I enjoyed it. The art is really good too. I'm not that familiar with Mateo's art, but I like his layouts. I like his figure work. I like his anatomy. I like his facial expressions. It's just great. I like his individual style, and it works. It really, really, really works for me. So yeah, I'm probably gonna check out some of the stuff that I missed from this title. I think it might be getting canceled or whatever, which would be a shame, but oh well. Oh, one funny thing I want to point out is there's a part where Wolverine says to Spider Girl something like she's dressed like a goth gymnast, and she needs to get a little more gear because this is serious business and this, that, and the other thing. The thing is, the gear that he gives her and the costume she ends up wearing makes her look even more like a goth gymnast. I just thought that was kind of ironic. But anyway, yeah, fun comic book, and yeah, really solid issue. Let's see here. The next thing I have is Moon Knight #1. It is written by Warren Ellis. The art is by Declan Shalvey. The color is by Jordi Bellaire or Belair. Belair, Bellaire. Really fun, really solid. I really like this comic. It's got this dark pseudo noir feel to it. Warren Ellis does kind of deal with some of the previous issues that Moon Knight has had, and he deals with them in a way that I kind of like, as far as his alleged schizophrenia and whatnot. And he deals with it in an intriguing way that kind of sets things up for what's probably going to come up a little bit later on. This particular issue, not a whole lot, but I think you get a solid story that can be read in one sitting and you get some satisfaction out of it. Basically, Moon Knight helps with a case where somebody's been slashing up random people, and Moon Knight goes into the sewers to find out who's been doing this, and we get a kind of interesting antagonist. And you get to see how he works, how he operates. You see him doing actual detective work, and you buy it as far as being a superhero comic. Um, and yeah, it works. I like the art here. It's gritty, it's moody, it's able to convey a certain amount of suspense, and it's really detailed, and I like it. I like it a lot. I don't know what else to say about that. I think there was an interesting use of colors that also enhanced the atmosphere and everything, and it's solid. I mean, Warren Ellis did a uh, kind of a pseudo crime comic book a few years back called Fell for Image Comics that I was a big fan of, and I think he's trying to bring more of that kind of tone to Moon Knight. I think I read somewhere where he says it's going to be a lot of it's going to be about weird crime, and I'm really looking forward to seeing that. So Moon Knight #1 is probably my favorite comic book of the week. Some of the other things I got New Warriors #2, which I read and I liked. I also got She-Hulk #2, which I read and I liked a lot. And I also got Satellite Sam #6, which I have not read. I'm a little bit behind on my Satellite Sam. But those are the comics I got this week. All right, so I got to thank you very much for listening, and everybody have a great day.